What is going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Girl Damn Podcast. This is going to be one of those episodes that are straight into the point. So, the news that's buzzing is that Kevin Samuels, popular, infamous YouTuber, has been found dead. Those of you who are in my audience, just a crash course. Kevin Samuels, a black cishet man who fashions himself as a relationship guru, a relationship expert, who got infamous for viral clips where he would basically talk crazy to black women, tell them how they were undesirable, how they were fat, how their standards were too high, basically spewing a whole bunch of misogyny, misogynoir, fat phobia, classism, and preaching that black women should lower their standards and do these superficial things to attract these high earning spouses, whatever the hell that means. And the only reason that the public has, or at least in urban spaces, has an awareness about what he is because of the horrible, harmful things that he went viral for. I wouldn't know him because of those things, and I doubt very many of you all out there would know about him if it wasn't for those harmful, toxic things that he's done. So he died. It was unexpected. I also find it interesting how he said that women need to lose weight, just because of the idea that it's unhealthy. But you died. We don't have the autopsy report, but somebody who touted themselves as being thin and healthy and this high earner died under mysterious circumstances. I find that quite ironic, but that's not the point of this. I'm I'm making this episode because y'all know what I give on social media. If you come to my social media page, it's a real place. I share a lot of me, but the primary purpose of my social media is for me to educate, basically about what's going on in my personal life, but just different stuff from pop culture. So when this happened, I was going to talk about the situation and really talk about my nihilism for the situation. Now, did somebody die? Yes. Am I saying that I wanted him dead or something? No, I don't have that heart. But what I'm not going to do is sit down and celebrate and have this grace or handle somebody with kid gloves who made a living, profited off of being harmful, specifically to black women and femmes, and was not apologetic about it in his lifetime. I'm not going to have this grace for him in his death. And I don't believe I said in one of my posts, I wish she was dead or whatever, but I do think it's a key that he died in the circumstances, and I do think it's a key that we get to have this critique of him and we get to have this honest conversation about the life that Mr. Samuels lived and the harmful impact that he left. And I think we will be remiss to not have that conversation. But really, I'm making this episode, and I'm not going to put his name in this episode or his podcast information in this episode. But you know who you are, sir. You came up. You took time out of your day instead of minding your business when you should have been working at your TV station or whatever. You came up under my post to say that you didn't call me classless, but you said anybody that is sharing, or because I share a couple of posts that post thoughtful commentary about why black women shouldn't be forced into this respectability politics of not saying exactly how they felt about Kevin Samuels. You came up under my post to write about how it was classless and have some class, and how Kevin Samuels, the conversations that he had transformed relationships and all of. Sir, as somebody that purposely dates trans women, specifically, you date or you have a partner now, and you put it out there because you were on my former podcast where you put out your preference for dating non-operative trans women. As somebody who dates non-operative trans women, please tell me what type of advice could Kevin Samuels have given you, a black cis trans amorous man that purposely wants to date non-operative trans women? What advice could he have given you that was groundbreaking or life changing, that wasn't rooted in transphobia, misogynoir, fat phobia, classism, colorism? What kind? What type of advice was he giving you to the point that you are putting yourself out there, defending him on your podcast platform, on your thing, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, and you're writing this whole diatribe like he was some guy and that he can't be touched? Miss me with your fake performative allyship. You have shown your card. Thank you for showing us who you are. I'm pretty sure you're going to do your live and do your show. If you feel like you have to block me, do what you need to do. I'm not losing no sleep because somebody who claims to be an ally blocked me, but you're always crying about the man and the black man. But every time it comes time for you to show and prove, you double down on the trans misogynoir, and you're always supporting and propping up these problematic men, and you wonder why black trans women don't trust you and don't support you, and they question your intentions. You mess with the wrong one. I'm not that girl. I'm not that one. You're not going to shame me from feeling how I feel. Did Kevin Samuels die? Yes, he did. That's a fact. Do I have to care about him dying? No. Do I feel good that there's one less black cis man in the world promoting toxicity to cis men and women? I feel good about that. I feel good about that. I also feel good that we're having this conversation, and I don't care who it upsets or who ruffles. I'm crystal clear about the side that I stand on. I stand with black trans women and femmes, fat women, dark skinned women, and I not only say it, my actions show it. I'm in community with these women. I'm not publicly propping up these men, and no, y'all are not going to use me being single or nothing as a way, as an attack to try to diminish what I'm trying to say. My proximity to a man or that has nothing to do with this. In my opinion, right is right and wrong is wrong. Mr. Samuels lived a disgraceful life. He did not care about who he was hurting because he was able to capitalize and profit off of it. And yes, we are going to. We're going to do. He was not a good person, and I know that when I die, I know that if and when I die today or tomorrow, I'm not worried because I'm a real one. The people that had relationships with me, they know exactly how I feel about them, that I love them, and my work speaks for itself. I don't have to worry. I don't have to question. There's a method to my madness. There's a reason why I do everything, and I know at the center of everything I do, whether you agree with it or not, it's centered in love, community, freedom, self-respect, and there's no question. Anybody that's close to me that's in relationship, they will feel that. And I don't have a legacy of bringing people the fuck down. That's not what I'm about. So instead of worrying about people saying mean things about you, how about you start doing nice things in your life so that when you do pass, because we all have to die, you don't have to, people won't have nothing negative to say. Like, nobody's talking about that. And I find it real interesting how everybody, these men and these women that are supporting these men, because there is a lot of women that are invested in patriarchy. Y'all have all of this energy, but you don't have the same energy when Kevin Samuels and black men like him are openly disrespecting, saying toxic things about black women. And That leaked opinion from Roe v. Wade was a big thing. I ain't hear nobody, not none of y'all, even the person that I'm directing this to. You got all this to share about Kevin Samuels, but you don't have nothing to share about the Roe v. Wade opinion and how that could potentially not only how that impacts assigned female at birth individuals who can carry children, but how it could impact trans people largely, not even just from the abortion standpoint, but this opinion has implications that could impact case precedent that gives us the right to define ourselves how we want to define ourselves, to get named like, and you date black trans women who are going to be the ones that are most criminalized and penalized by these judicial opinions and laws, but you chose to pipe up about this black cis man who you've never met one day in your life, but he gave you advice that was transformational, and you purposely like trans women so you can munch their bird. Make it make sense to me, sir. Again, you do not owe people grace and dignity in their death when they spent their life shitting on you. You have the right to talk about your honest, unadulterated experience with people. And if you want to be remembered better, then you should work a little harder to work through some of your demons so you can have better interactions with people before you die. That's all I have to say about this topic. If the person that tried to come for me, if you want to come at me and you want to have something to say, know that I'm that girl. Know that I'm that girl. But I plays no games. So come for me. But I caution you to think wisely if this is the battle you want to take. Because I promise you, I'm not going to lose. And I'll see y'all in the next episode of Girl Down Podcast with me, Aeon. Bye, y'all. Stay strong and continue to resist.